Everybody has to invest with confidence. Don't get into anything before you understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and your conviction behind us, right? Because then you'll be driven by emotion. We really want to be driven by data.
There's a lot of people,
I'm one,
old farts like us, that are afraid of crypto, mainly because most of us don't understand.
We're still trying to figure out how to get our email addresses right.
Kind of give us an overview, if you would.
Yeah, so just kind of overall disclaimer, we still very much love real estate.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we're 100% in alignment with you, Bill, on the fact that wealth is about asset accumulation and then allowing those assets to continue to work for you. And when we go back, we started 15 years ago. I didn't start the company, I joined it later. But our owner and CEO, Blake Templeton, started back in 2006 in real estate. And over the next few years, you know, started how a lot of us started in real estate, which was in single family homes. And it was about compounding wealth, compounding cash, and then allowing that growth to then allow him to move into more assets. And so, you know, really over the last 15, 16 years as a firm, we continue to ask the question, where can we gain quality assets that we believe we can reliably count on to produce a return for us over the coming years? And so I will tell you that we were not on the crypto train a few years back, right? Like many of you guys, and for a variety of reasons. And the number one would be that the infrastructure was not quite there. And for us, we have to be good stewards, because as fund managers, we have to ask the question, where can we protect and preserve people's wealth, but then also be able to provide them the growth that they want? And we didn't feel years back that these markets had the opportunity to do that at the time, right? And we weren't alone in that conviction, right? Ray Dalio, the largest hedge fund manager, you know, pretty much in the world, said the same thing back in 2017. He said, it's a bubble, it's surely going to pop. In 2021, Ray agrees. He says, I'd rather own Bitcoin than a bond. And, you know, so you can see the shift happening. The curiosity is continuing to grow. People are asking the question, like they see, you know, a lot of action happening here. But when I say action, there's also a lot of volatility, which scares people. You know, is it going to last? Is it a speculative gamble? Is it a bubble? You know, what really is happening here? And I think that for most people, like you said, it's just a lack of understanding. And so, you know, I sat down with a gentleman. You talked about old farts. Sat down with a gentleman, 78 years old, and he's sharp as a whip. This guy is continuing to invest and build businesses. We were having lunch a couple weeks ago, and we were sitting down, and he knows we're in crypto, and he continuously tells me, you know, he's got an office close by us, and every time he sees me, Zach, I'm not quite there yet, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, everybody's got to come in their own time. And, you know, whenever you were introducing me, you said investing confidently. Everybody has to invest with confidence. Don't get into anything before you understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and your conviction behind us, right? Because then you'd be led to be driven by emotion. And we really want to be driven by data. But going back to that lunch, we sat down, and finally he just goes, can you just walk me through it? And I'm like, well, let's walk through it a little bit, and I'll walk you guys through it as well. And what we talked through was that blockchain technology, and Bill, this is something you shared, you know, we agree with blockchain technology, we just don't get crypto. And really, crypto is an extension of the technology. And when we look at the space as a whole, we're looking at a technological space that's coming in and creating a safe, reliable, verifiable means of communication that undergirds really the internet and provides a digital age and digital network to be able to create that verifiable trust and exchange. And so inside this market, when people ask me, well, what is it? You know, a lot of people think it's a currency that's trying to replace the dollar. And I would tell you that, you know, while some people think, you know, nobody's going to replace the dollar, and I'm in that camp, I don't think that these things are trying to replace the dollar. And that's the number one thing that I think to realize. It's not just a bunch of currency. It's just been labeled that. Really, you have Bitcoin that's a financial instrument, and I believe that the rest of them really are more like assets. And when I say asset, I mean you really have a business use. And then, of course, there's a whole portion of it that's just complete baloney. So that's to be known, right? So a lot of it's not going to work out, but you've got some really strong use cases out there, and getting clear on the use cases of how the world progresses digitally. And now I feel like I'm rambling, so I'll let you rein me in and get more specific, but getting clear on the use cases is step one. Getting clear on the team, like with any investment, getting clear on the network, right? Because when we think about the internet created an abundance of different industries, and it allowed already existing industries to advance. And that's really how we look at blockchain technology, is it's really creating an infrastructure under which a digital world can operate. And then there's going to be a lot of different use cases with a lot of different companies, assets that then operate inside that space to allow industries to advance, and then allow industries that already exist to continue to grow.